back to Creepcast. Today we are looking into the creepypasta stratosphere. We're looking high into the creepypasta clouds, and we're reading a story called Necrosleep, which won a pasta of the month on Creepypasta Wiki. Back when is this? 2014?
It was written 2014, but it won January of 2015.
Okay, cool. So that is we're doing looking back on or looking on the website. We were looking for a story to read today, and we saw this one and thought it was pretty sweet. So or interesting from a glance, and it seems like it has like a bunch of really awesome comments and stuff. And we just got done doing the Japanese episode that had like a bit of the like the post, like the guy who's like commenting and stuff. And I think this might be
the train station.
Yeah, I think this one might be somewhat similar of a man making post or like or at least trying to reach out to people via online or something, or maybe even just talking about a website. I'm not sure, but it seems similar, and I really like the vibe of the train story, so I figured we'd read this one too.
Yep, this story was written by Limnescape64. He wrote this back in 2014, and it seems a lot of people are pretty hyped about it. If you go to website's formatted not the best, but if you go to his Creepypasta Wiki profile, you can see him talking to other users, and one of them is friend of the show, Imperial Invective, or Travis.
Love Travis.
And it looks like he reached out to him all the way back in 2014 and was like, "Hey man, good story." And then Limnescape said he was writing another one, but at least on the Creepypasta Wiki, that never came out. So it looks like this guy had a one-hit wonder that won Post of the Month. A lot of people are really hype about it. And then he hasn't posted in 12 years. So.
Is that one-hit wonder, or is that a man batting 1,000? Flawless
That's true.
victory.
That's true. That's true. If you get onto the Yankees once and hit a grand slam and quit, everyone will remember you.
I think you will. I mean, if that's the only thing that you've ever hit was a grand slam, I think it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, just in case Limnescape's still out there, sees this and wants to continue writing, we're going to link his Creepypasta Wiki profile in the description. So if Limnescape's out there and wants to update with something new or wants to remain the mysterious Shadow Man, we'll throw the ball in his court. But this one looks pretty cool. If you scroll through because the Creepypasta Wiki, I'll be the first to say, has some real losers in there. But if you scroll through Post of the Month, you'll typically find cream of the crop in a lot of cases. And this one sounds cool, so we're going to check it out. And again, Imperial Invective is known for excellent stories back to back. So if he likes it, I think I'm going to like it.
And also just want to shout out our audio listeners on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please give us a nice rating there if you want to listen over there. And also to our beautiful patrons who get exclusive stories and just get everything ad-free as well. So if you want to support the channel, feel free to check it out and check out all the other goodies that we have there. Now, Isaiah, without further ado, are you ready?
I'm ready to get into it. Are we really starting this early? No meandering, no.
I know. Well, I think this is. I think we're keeping a good pace. I think that this is the. I'm excited to get in. I will say looking at the wiki page here, there is one image that is of the necrosleep.net webpage, and I don't know why I just keep thinking fear.com. It's giving me like similar vibes. Remember that?
What was fear.com? Was that like the website with all the
it was a movie from 2002.
Had like creepy videos?
Well, fear.com was I'm thinking of just the website or the movie from 2002.
The movie?
Yeah. It was during like the .com kind of boom thing, and they're just like, what if there was a creepy website where you died? That kind of thing. I don't really remember I don't remember the movie actually being that good, but I will say the poster or the cover of the movie scared the shit out of me when I was younger.
Oh, of the distorted face?
Yeah. It freaked me out.
That is a classic early 2000s distorted face. Look. It's got Natasha McElhone, I think that's her name. She played the wife in the Truman Show, I think. Is that right? No, she played the girl that Truman actually loved in the Truman Show. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Laura Linney played the wife. That's right. Yeah.
And the guy who played Frost in Blade. Can't remember his name. Wanted to say Ethan Hawke. Definitely not Ethan Hawke. Can't remember his name.
Steven Dorff.
Yeah, Steven Dorff. He's also in those,
yes.
I tried to quit smoking, but I had to get on this. whatever that.
Right. He's the
in
cop that keeps chain smoking the whole time, and he's like, "Oh, so it's like a." No,
I think Steven Dorff is in a legitimate medical commercial where it's like, "I use this patch to quit smoking." That's how I also remember him from.
Oh, of course, his grand slam of the quit smoking commercial. I'm looking at his IMDb right now. He's in one of those guys who's in movies that can't be real. Like there's a movie called Felon, where it just shows two prisoners. There's one called Gunslinger, where he's holding a gun. Mobland, where that's John Travolta. That's an AI John Travolta holding a gun.
He reminds me of like an Ethan Hawke. It's like the cool guy. Whatever, it's like the guy he's in a little more of the edgy stuff, where he's kind of in he's in a bunch of like horror films, and he's also in a bunch of like other random movies. I feel like Ethan Hawke, like Steven Dorff and Ethan Hawke, are just in a bunch of shit. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Necrosleep.
But every now and then Stephen Hawke's in something like First Reformed, and it's like, oh well, that's fine. You can do whatever you want now. All right. Anyway. Yeah, Necros. There we go. Now I feel better. We meandered a bit. I diverted. It became confusing. Now I feel like I could start the story. Excellent. All right. Necrosleep. Cold case file. Necrosleep.net. April 18th, 2023. The following account is the only surviving evidence supporting the existence of Necrosleep.net. The blog data was downloaded by a concerned reader just before it vanished from the internet in 2014. The data was not recovered until 9 years had passed. These are the final days of Reed Murdoch, written in his own words. Okay, so this was posted in 2014. So at the time, 2023 was just saying 9 years from now, someone's going to find this, right?
That I don't know. I can't tell. It's hard to tell sometimes it's hard to tell with how Creepcast Wiki is like.
I'm pretty sure this was everything I've seen, it looks like it was posted in 2014. I don't think that was an addendum made.
So this is okay. So this is just a. Do you think
at the time it was 9 years in the future? People find this.
Okay.
I think.
I see.
So the only details for our story now is that these are the final days of Reed Murdoch. So
great name, by the way.
My Disconnected Life, blog by Reed Murdoch, October 16th, 2014. Hey guys. So I've decided to start. Should I do this in a YouTuber voice before it goes bad?
No.
Okay. Hey guys. So I decided to. All right. Hey guys. So I've decided to start a blog about my new life. Most of you reading this are probably my friends and acquaintances. For the rest of you, I'll expose a little bit about myself. My name's Reed. I just moved out of my stupid parents' basement, thank God, and now I'm pursuing my own life where no one can push me. Okay. I'm sorry, I have to. Hey guys, so I've decided to start a blog about my new life. Most of you are reading this are probably my friends and acquaintances, but for the rest of you, I'll expose a little bit about myself. My name's Reed. I just moved out of my stupid parents' basement, thank God, and now I'm pursuing my own life where no one can push me around anymore. Technically, I'm the one who ditched the place, but they all kicked me out beforehand. Nobody gives a damn about a crackhead like me, not even my parents. Not that I care.
Okay, so we are under the assumption here that Reed's a bit of a fractured character. He's a bit of a broken man, a crackhead who was living at home who definitely got kicked out of his parents' house probably for smoking crack.
Well, is he an actual crackhead, or is that in the way? Is that like the white girl, like, oh, I'm such a crackhead way? That wasn't really a term in 2014, right? I don't even think I've heard someone say, oh, I'm such a crackhead. I mean, how? You've never heard that?
No, I
feel like all the time it's like, my second coffee today. I'm being such a crackhead. Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it is then. I am under the assumption that this is a full-blown drug addict that we're going to be dealing with. I mean,
if he got kicked out of his parents' house, yes. I would agree with that. I don't think if you like stay up till 11 p.m., your parents are like, on the street, go, be gone. Anyways, I'm doing my own thing now. I had to give up a few luxuries. My mom's hellacious cooking, not worthy of being called a luxury. I'd much rather live off discount ramen noodles anyways. Sometimes I'll even have corn on the side when I'm feeling extra fancy. Speaking of fancy, I'll admit my apartment is anything but. It's the cheapest one I could find, in fact. I find the saying, you get what you pay for, to be especially true when I'm trying to sleep to the lulling sound of what I can only guess is some old lady getting mugged in the dark alley next door. My ghetto sanctuary consists of one living room, a kitchenette, a bathroom, and a closet. The walls are practically made of cardboard, and the carpet is stained with God knows what, but it's good enough for me. Living with me is my poor excuse for a cat named Twig. She's one of those weird hairless breeds, and in turn, a real conversation piece. I'm often asked why the cat's turned inside out, or if she was a victim of some perverse taxidermy project gone wrong. Shoddy as my life seems, living on the cheap has its benefits. My cost of living's next to nothing, so I can make enough money to survive by doing odd jobs on the internet without ever leaving the house. I spend half the month writing bogus reviews for products I've never used and filling out surveys on political issues I know nothing about, then spend the other half surfing the web and watching pirated reruns of The X-Files. I don't even have to pay for internet service thanks to my neighbor's complete failure to secure their Wi-Fi hotspot. I bet their data overages are through the roof now. Oh well, not my problem. I'll be updating this blog every day or two if I'm up to anything interesting. Thanks for reading this boring crap. Hopefully my life will get a little more exciting in the days to come. Read.
End of
I feel like all
one.
the stories you talk about, like pre-YouTube,
Yeah.
I feel like that could just fit into any one of them, and I wouldn't bet an eye.
What do you mean?
Just one day you could just be talking and be like, yeah, so I was in this one room apartment with my hairless cat. I had a hairless cat named Twig for a while. And the neighbor didn't lock their Wi-Fi, so I did that. But I just watched the X-Files all day and did fake surveys for money.
I did have a horrible apartment experience when I was living in LA.
Look at that. Go ahead.
I lived in this, like, they said it was a 1-bedroom, which is like the biggest lie. I mean, it's so stupid. It was this tiny apartment, and they're like, oh, it's 1-bedroom apartment. And I was like, well, that's fine. It's only me. And then I went in there. It's half a wall. So it's like, there's not even a full wall. It's like almost like a bar, like a bar countertop.
Yeah.
So they just put in like half a wall, and they're like, okay, well, this is your bedroom. And you're like, okay, here's my half privacy wall. But the biggest thing with this was that there was this like I was caught in the middle basically of a rivalry between families. There was these 2 Indian families that lived in the apartment complex. And I had no.
Now we're in the meat of this. That was the appetizer.
Yeah,
I was like picking at the dumplings. There's a few chips, but now the steak's here. All right.
Well, I lived on the first floor, and across from me was this Indian family, and I would say predominantly in this apartment complex. I mean, it was a lot of Indian families, and just like a lot of people living in their apartments. Like, I mean, it might have been 2 bedrooms, but there was maybe 8 people living there. It was just a lot of people. It was just a lot of people. And across from me, there was one family, and then the people who lived above me on the second floor, they hated each other. I don't know really to what extent, but I would hear them screaming. I just had war flashbacks because this guy was like their cardboard walls. That could not even be that's legitimately what it felt like. And there was this one night, this guy came out, and there was like absolute pandemonium, whatever. And in these like kind of like LA apartments, it's like kind of like not a compound, but it's like you go out, and it's whenever you step outside of your apartment, you are outside, even though you're still in your apartment complex. You know what I mean? So they would be yelling at each other, and they were like throwing all of their food, and they were throwing wet towels and all this stuff at each other, right? And it kept hitting my door, and it hit my window. So I had like all of this food and wet clothes, wet towels all over my door handle, my windows. And instead of X-Files, I was just I went through this weird period where I kept watching Pimp My Ride. So I was like watching Pimp My Ride like super loud, trying to drown out this thing. So it's Exhibit being like, damn, you're very nasty. And then above me, it's people being like, do not look at her. Do not look at her. Over and over and over again. I was not. It was like that back and forth. It was absolute pandemonium. And the reason that the half wall is important is because I didn't have it doesn't go up the ceiling. So then the living room window, which saw out into the like the common area, or like, the sidewalk that would go like the pool and all that stuff, whatever. It was there, and I would be trying to sleep, and you would just see the silhouettes of these people screaming. And once again, the wet towels. I know I keep saying wet towels. Yeah, I cannot emphasize the amount of.
Why did they have wet towels?
I don't know. At first, I thought
it was a pool.
Yeah. Well, there's the pool.
Oh, okay.
But it was as if they washed it. There was only there's like a common, like a washer and dryer room in the apartment complex. Whatever.
So it's like on the way.
But the people above me, I think that they washed all of their stuff in their apartment, probably in their bath or something. I don't know. But it wasn't just. It's not like it was just like one or two, I don't know, beach towels to like dry off with. This was like bathroom towels.
It's like an entire family's collection of towels.
And imagine like a full, not like a hand towel, a full bath towel that you dry your body off with, soaking wet, balled up, and then like thrown as hard as they can at a guy's like window or door. It's a goddamn. It becomes artillery after a while. But it was a very chaotic time. I went broke though, and I had to leave that place. So I would have stayed.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Where'd you go from there?
Utah. I was too embarrassed to.
Yeah, that's right.
I was too embarrassed to go back home. I already went broke before. I had to go back home.
That's
so I was
right. I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah.
And you worked with a bunch of Mormons over there. It was an installation center or something like that.
No, it was a solar panel company.
Solar panel. That was it. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, they all took the Mormons I worked with.
Okay.
I took it was like a national holiday, the day Avengers Infinity War, whatever came out. They because they're all Disney adults, and they all freaked out, and they gave us the day off to see it. The day, by the way, just want to say it's a 1.5, 2 hour long movie, and they're like, better take a full work day off to figure that one out.
Okay, all right, hold on, go back. What would the families fight over? You said don't look at her like their daughter.
I told you I don't know. It would always be big blanket statements like that where there's obviously some kind of
there's been build
up
leading to it
that I have no idea about. I'm like,
right.
And this is also happening. I'm bringing home groceries. I'm coming home from work. You hear these exchanges there. I might be watching Pimp My Ride in my apartment, and then you hear the kind of like the random things. It would just be like big. That was like, I remember calling my mom one time being like, I don't know what the conflict is. It would make so much more sense if it was like you cheated on my wife, or or you slept with my wife, right?
Yeah.
It was either don't look at her, which I was like, okay, well that could be maybe, I don't know, Peeping Tom or something.
Could be wife, daughter, or something.
But then the next day it would be give that back. Give it back. And you'd be like, well, what did he even take?
There might have been like a Romeo Juliet scenario going on. Like they had a couple, one of them had like a teenage son, the other a teenage daughter, I
guess, I don't know. It was a lot of people. I mean, like it was like a family of people. I mean, it was like a wife, a dad, kids, grandma. I mean, it was a lot of people in the
it was a generational conflict. But you would just see the explosions when they would pass each other going to laundry or something.
I mean, it would in the most.
That's probably why the one family washed their towels in the bath so they wouldn't have to see the other family.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. It was chaotic. If any of our listeners who's existing in an apartment right now, I really do salute you. I do not want to go back. Every apartment I've ever lived in, I always had some kind of issue. I hated it.
I've never lived in an apartment. Closest was when I was dating Kayla. She lived in the dorms at college. So I would go stay there and stuff. But obviously, everyone's same age going to classes. There's not nearly as much like familial drama. There's drama with like people getting drunk and, parties and stuff, but not that kind, not, just throwing stuff or whatever.
We always just had a bunch of very creepy, weird just apartments are just such a weird place to meet people. But anyways,
Gosh, it's so good. Okay, yeah. So anyway, back to the story. Necrosleep.
Well, and at least so far we have at least understood this about our main character. Person, it seems like newly on their own, doesn't go out a lot, is a homebody who basically exists on the internet all day. That's pretty much what we've found out so far.
Right. Well, he got kicked out because of smoking crack. That
too.
is the difference between you and him. You didn't smoke. I don't think smoked crack at any point in this.
I have not smoked crack.
Scenario.
If I have, I would admit it.
You would talk about it. I know.
I don't think I would judge anyone. I don't think I would judge
heroin.
anyone who smoked crack maybe once. I think if they're like, well, I've done it a couple of times. I'm like, well, what did you miss the first time? Like what was the unanswered question?
This would be my question. What was the gap between the times? Because if someone does crack and then 3 years later they do it again, I think they're still exactly. When they do that, it's like, all right, so you were crack addicts for a little while, which again, clean, totally fine. But there's a big difference between spacing them out and like grouping them all up.
Dude, I have my own personal vices with fucking food and who doesn't drink a little too much. You know what? If someone's just like, you know what, I'm on a bit of a fucking crack binge. I mean, I would say, I think I'd get it taken care of, but God bless you is what I'd say.
Yeah. It's like, this isn't good for you. You need to do better. But, I'm glad you can't see the things that I'm not great at. So must suck that, I can see yours. So I get it. October 18th, 2014. I've decided to do something unusual. It's 3 a.m. and I intend to stay up all night. Caffeinated beverages at my side. Why am I doing this, you ask? Because I'm permanently switching to a nocturnal sleep schedule. In other words, I'll be sleeping during the day instead of the night. I have a number of good reasons for doing this. Number 1, there's less people out at night, so leaving the building won't be such a dreaded thing. Number 2, sunlight gives you cancer, right? Number 3, screw social norms. Number 4, the internet speed seems to increase substantially after midnight. Number 5, it's a free country. I don't even need reasons. I like how his 5th reason is that the reasons are unneeded. So the first point's interesting. He's dreading leaving the building because of people. So it may just be because of his addiction, but he also may be a bit agoraphobic of like running into others and stuff. Also, I ran into this cool forum called Nocturnal Underground. Naturally, it's full of sun-loathing recluses and cynical misanthropes like me. How perfect. I registered straight away and found the forum dwellers to be very welcoming. It's not the most famous of internet destinations, more of a tight-knit hole in the wall for a very obscure subculture. We all seem to share general appreciation for societal disconnect, which is cool because I really thought I was the only whack job who can't stand dealing with normal people. After all, it's these normal people who are telling me I don't have the right to smoke whatever substances I damn well please, as if it's their business. I'll let you all know how this whole nocturnal thing works for me. Peace out. I feel like we have we done stories before where the protagonist is an addict of some kind?
No, I mean, I don't think that this guy's a crack addict, actually. I think that you're probably right. I think it's him just being like, oh, it's my crack addict. Because already he's starting to show like, kind of like what you're saying, like, oh, I stay up all night. I'm as twingy as a crackhead or something. Like I'm just
yeah, but then he had that line where he said,
yeah, but it's just weed or something. Like you smoke, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be. It could just be weed or something like that. But he did get kicked out of his house. So could be actual crack. I don't know. But he clearly doesn't like other people, which I imagine this forum is where like he's going to find whatever Necrosleep is and stuff. So October 21st, 2014. I'm adjusting very well to my new lifestyle. I can already tell this is the way I should have been living all along. The internet is a far more interesting place during the night. Everything has been fairly normal lately, except for one thing. Yesternight, I guess yesternight would technically be a word. Yesternight, I received a mysterious private message on Nocturnal Underground. Here it is. Copy and pasted for your reading pleasure. to Readman07 from Revelation 666. Subject, necrosleep.net.
Congratulations, Readman07. You've been invited to an invitation-only website that will change your life forever. Discover what society doesn't want you to know at necrosleep.net. Use your exclusive invitation code to enter DCLXVI. Find out what you've been missing your entire life. necrosleep.net.
That is Roman numerals for 666 too.
Okay, so DCLXVI is?
DCLXVI is 666. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
666. Yeah.
I see.
So, and it's also the name was Revelation 666. So, probably fine.
This episode is sponsored by Warby Parker. Buying glasses does not have to be so complicated. Oftentimes, it's hard to tell if the glasses are going to fit your face or if you're being charged for a fair price. Why are they asking me to do this? I don't wear glasses. I don't know anything about this.
I literally wear Warby Parker glasses.
Do you like Warby Parker?
Yeah, these are 15 or 10 years old. Well, they're old.
Why don't you get new ones? Are you allergic to just spending money on quality things?
These are $100.
That is why I'm in love with Warby Parker. Nothing comes close to Warby Parker on quality, price, selection, and customer service. Their virtual try-on feature lets you try before you buy with your phone. You can try on tons of frames on your face in real time, letting you feel good about your choice you make. Warby Parker has tons of options, and you can get lenses in prescription, non-prescription, progressive, and even as readers. Right away, you can tell the difference in quality, and they have been the perfect partner for long drives and late-night streams. So ditch your old, unreliable glasses and grab a pair from Warby Parker. Their prescription glasses start at $95, allowing you to look stylish at an affordable price. Nick, come here. These are Warby Parker glasses.
These are 10 years old, guys. Look, the quality. They're perfect.
Plus, Warby Parker has distributed over 20 million pairs of glasses to people in need through their Buy a Pair, Give a Pair program. Warby Parker gives you quality and better-looking prescription eyewear at a fraction of the going price. Our listeners get 15% off plus free shipping when they buy 2 or more pairs of prescription glasses at warbyparker.com/creepcast. That's 15% off when you buy 2 pairs of glasses at warbyparker.com/creepcast. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please show your support and tell them that we sent you there specifically in person with a gun. Thank you so much to Warby Parker for sponsoring the episode. Now back to the fucking episode.
I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Brunt Workwear. I wouldn't consider this job labor, but when I do actual labor, as few and far between as that may be, it seems a lot of the brands that are comfortable aren't that durable, and the brands that are durable don't really care about your comfort. Thankfully, someone's decided to make the best of both worlds, and that someone is Brunt Workwear. Brunt boots are as stylish as they are comfortable and durable. They sent me a pair, which I greatly appreciate. And this boot, the Soft Toe Marin, is waterproof, leather, comfortable. You don't have to sacrifice on jobs that count. Brunt's founder, Eric Gerard, grew up blue collar and saw that a lot of work companies were becoming fashion companies. So Brunt's determination was to make leather boots that didn't have a break-in period or stiff leather or give you sore feet. And their options include things like waterproof and soft toe or safety toe or lace up or pull on. As a matter of fact, Brunt is so confident in their boots that during their trial period, you can wear them to the job site. That's right, you don't just try on the boots and walk around your home. They want you to work in them and see if you notice a difference. And if you don't, you can send them back for a full refund. Brunt also makes things like heavy-duty pants, jackets, and hoodies to ensure that you're well-equipped and comfortable wherever you are. Brunt was tired of seeing brands cut corners and wanted you to be comfortable whatever you're doing. And for a limited time, our listeners can get $10 off their order when they use code Creepcast at checkout. That's right, just head to the link in the description at bruntworkwear.com and use discount code Creepcast to get $10 off your Brunt Workwear order today. And after you check out, if you could let them know we sent you, it would really mean a lot. Thank you to Brunt for sponsoring the show. Their link will be in the description, and we are now back to the episode. Sounds like a total scam, but it piqued my interest. I couldn't resist going to the site just to see what the hell it was. So, I went there and arrived at a completely empty blank page. I noticed the text cursor blinking in the center, indicating that I could type. I presumed that this was where I was supposed to put in the invitation code, and I presumed correctly. When the homepage loaded, I immediately noticed that all of the text was in Russian besides the title header, which simply said necrosleep.net in English. My web browser automatically detected that the site was Russian and offered to translate it for me, so of course I clicked yes. Now, the site was clearly on the shady side. Whoever made it was certainly not well versed in web design, as it had more in common with a notepad document than a good web page. The background was black, the white text was written in the oh-so-generic Courier font, and under the title header was a row of red hyperlinks labeled as follows: Main, Purchase, Secret, and Credit. Here's an excerpt from the main page.
Welcome to Necrosleep.net. This website is invitation only. Selected visitors have exclusive access to our special product that will change your life forever. Necrosleep is a product that safely negates the biological necessity of sleep. Thanks to our miraculous secret formula, with 1 pill a day, you will never feel the need to sleep again. Try it for yourself by clicking the purchase link. If Necrosleep doesn't change your life, we will offer you a complete refund. Your astonishment is guaranteed. I like that. That's
interesting.
That's really fun.
Yeah. This is Russian sleep experiment territory with the whole, if you stay awake long enough, you unlock something, or you quit staving something off you didn't realize you've been staving off your whole life. That's cool. What a bold claim these people are making. There's no way this stuff actually works. Otherwise, everyone would be taking it. Obviously, I was skeptical, and still am, but I snooped around the site a bit more, just out of curiosity. I clicked the secret hyperlink, which took me to another page. Here's the text from said page.
Necrosleep is comprised of special and rare ingredients, which we cannot disclose in order to ensure that our formula stays in private hands. In order to keep our product available, it can only be distributed through alternative means on an exclusive basis. The active ingredient in Necrosleep has been sought after for years by doctors and scientists intending to displace sleep with wakefulness. Only we have managed to do what others could not, as permitted by the will of our master. We can assure you with full confidence that our product will change your life and you will never feel the need to sleep again. Feel free to indulge in our secret.
I'm assuming Master is the devil or something adjacent, given all the 666
I
stuff
hope not.
so far.
I hope not. Probably, but
I mean, the name of the account was Revelation 666.
I mean, I get that. I'm just saying, I
agree. It'd be more impressive if it doesn't, or if they never, allude further as to what Master is. But I'm just bear trapping right now. That's probably the direction.
It's not a fucking bear trap when 666 is plastered all over the page. But okay, I guess I'm going to call that a bear trap.
Well, no, I think that would be a bear trap because that requires some previous knowledge of what the 666 means, and I also had to read Roman numerals, which is hard. And it said Master, so I'm just putting pieces together. It can be a beaver trap. Have you seen beaver traps? They're like bear traps but smaller, and they don't have teeth. I
have not.
Alternative means, more like black market. Whatever's going on here doesn't appear to be legal exactly. Not that I care about the law. I just get untrustworthy vibes from this site. Anyways, I continued on and clicked the credit hyperlink. My heart skipped a little when I was confronted with honestly the most uncanny photo of a living person I've ever seen. It was an old black and white photo of a tall man in a doctor's coat. If he wasn't standing upright, I'd say the guy was dead. But my guess is that he was just cadaverously unhealthy and probably blind from the looks of his pale, lifeless eyes. Not a trace of emotion could be found in his face. There is a small bit of text below the photo which reads as follows.
Credit for the pioneering of Necrosleep goes to the brilliant Dr. Hale A. Sate. Oh my God. Oh boy. Please, Lord, don't do this. Please, God. Lord, you have drinking near me. It's Hunter. Please.
Hale A. Stan.
Please, Lord. Okay. Brilliant Dr. Hale A. Stan, proxy of our master and founder of the Ukrainian Institute of Occult Medicine. His work lives on.
Ukrainian Institute of Occult Medicine. Okay. It is. I was going to make a joke before the Hale A. Stan about like, oh, look at our brilliant leader. And it's like a corpse just stood up. Hale A. Stan. All right. Proxy of our master, occult medicine. Maybe I've watched too many horror movies, but this isn't your typical snake oil sales pitch. Maybe they're part of some deranged religious group or something. I admit I was slightly creeped out, but more fascinated. Click the purchase hyperlink out of mere curiosity once again. Turns out each pill cost some absurd amount of Russian currency, which I found out was equal to about 130 US dollars per pill. Ridiculous. Not that I would buy them, even if I could. I immediately left the site. At this point, I'm guessing it's probably a lousy foreign credit card scam or some weird cult initiative. Either way, it made my day more interesting than it normally would have been. Next blog post, October 22nd, 2014. I posted a thread on Nocturnal Underground about the mystery user who sent me the strange PM. I found myself wanting to know more about this whole Necrosleep.net thing, so as part of my investigation, I sought to find out who the user was. Here's a transcript of the forum thread. Hey guys, I hope I'm not disrupting the order of things by posting this in the trolling and harassment section. I didn't know where else to put it. I figured this incident of mine might qualify as a spam case if other people are getting the same advertisement message I am. Basically, the other day, I got a PM from a user I've never seen before called Revelation 666, and the message was an advertisement for some supplement. Has anyone seen this user on the forums before? I sure haven't. If you have any information, that'd be great.
Cosmic Trash Bin says, I don't recognize the username. Must be fairly new or just inactive. What were the exact contents of the message? We could probably get an admin to ban him for advertising.
Here's a screen cap of the message.
Strange. Did you actually go to the website? I hope not. It's probably infested with viruses.
Just tried going there. It's just a black screen. The invite code didn't work either. It just gave me a pop-up box that said invalid IP.
Of course I went there. I couldn't resist.
Doesn't work for me either. Invalid IP. If it only works for Readman07, maybe it's bound to his IP somehow. Can you get some screenshots of the site? You've sparked my interest.
Here you are. The page was initially in Russian, so I had my browser translate it.
Looks shady as hell.
Wow. Don't even mess with it. You're asking for trouble just by clicking the link. You're probably being keylogged as we speak. Not to mention the product they're selling is probably laced with cyanide. If he's stupid enough to buy it, well, the gene pool is better off without him anyways. Never trust a Russian.
I'm Russian and I find that offensive.
You just said you were Asian last week. Make up your damn mind.
I leave this thread for 5 minutes and chaos ensues. Everybody calm the expletive down. Of course I'm not going to mess with it. These supposed miracle pills are $130 each anyways. Who do you think I am, Johnny Cash?
Just because his name was Johnny Cash doesn't mean he was rich or had lots of cash or whatever.
What? Of course he was rich, you dumb son of a bitch. He's Johnny's fucking Cash.
Whose bright idea was it to equip this form with a profanity filter anyways? It's stupid.
Before this thread deteriorates any further, let me just say, I've put tape over my webcam just in case something slipped past my antivirus, but it's probably just a credit card scam or something. I'll do some research on it tomorrow. Sun's been up for 3 hours and I'm running low on energy drinks.
I'll contact one of the admins about this. Spam isn't tolerated here. I ought to see if they're willing to install the profanity filter plugin as well.
I got a message later on from HG Wishing Wells, that's a good name, one of the admins, saying that the user Revelation 666 doesn't exist in the database, that the only way I could have received the message is if the mail client was bypassed somehow. In other words, somebody hacked the system just to send me a spam message. What the hell?
You know, so far, I like the idea of, well, first off, the kind of like the comedy that they're adding to the story is funny, but then also I like that the idea of somebody contacting you via the internet or this forum page or website just to be like, hey, we have this awesome product. Like, if it didn't have all of like the obvious Satan stuff, I feel like the idea that it's like that beat right there would have revealed that it's okay, well, either somebody's hacking this thing or it's almost like a fucking ghost is contacting me or something, like a little more paranormal or something. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. Or even if you take out the paranormal in general and it is someone just being like, they bypass and they want to talk to you directly and to set up that, that mystery.
For some reason, right when I made the decision to start sleeping through the day, I'm contacted by this person who says I don't have to sleep anymore. I think that would be pretty cool. The Satan takes a lot of wind out of the sails.
I'm not going to be a previous hunter would be rolling his eyes and huffing and puffing
You literally did that.
Well,
you did that exact thing.
I mean,
You did this.
continuously, and I would be like, "This is bad." Blah blah blah. I'm saying that I'm having faith that this is going to course correct, and that it will pay off.
Now, what changed in you? Why are you not previous hunter right now?
I think after one, you read so much stuff that you just after a while, not that you become desensitized to it, but I think that you have to have some semblance of faith that something is going to be better. You know what I mean?
Right. You have to hope.
And also, who just wants to listen to a fucking Debbie Downer the whole time? It's like, you know, like we're having fun reading it. I don't think that this story is like bad so far. I think it's kind of cute. We'll see.
All right. We'll see if you keep this positive disposition. October 23rd, 2014. I finally got around to Googling Necrosleep. The results were mostly irrelevant YouTube channels and defunct 90s screamo bands from the looks of it, but I noticed among the garbage results a link to a post on fastmd.com. The preview said,
"Does anyone know if this Necrosleep stuff actually works?"
So I clicked on it, only to be directed to a page stating the post you're looking for has been deleted and no longer exists. Should have known. Nothing can ever be easy or predictable. I returned to the results and had to scan over several pages of them before finally running into an old gaming forum thread where the website necrosleep.net was mentioned. This time, the post hadn't been deleted. In the middle of a conversation about maximizing crop production in some medieval strategy game, one of the users claimed to have taken Necrosleep in order to tend to his virtual farm 24 hours a day. Needless to say, the other forum patrons were highly skeptical. The guy posted a link to necrosleep.net in an attempt to back up his claim, ultimately failing to convince him because, you guessed it, the site was bound to his IP address. He also had the same invitation code as me, DCLXVI, leading me to believe that it's just a formality intended to make you feel special. But that doesn't explain why and how my IP, and apparently someone else's, got singled out. Again, it's like finding people who have made the determination to not sleep or to want to not sleep.
And I think that's pretty fun. Also, this idea too of the chronic online culture, or even like a guy being like, I need to tend to my video game for 24 hours a day. It's almost like it is almost making like a deal with the devil, you know? And once again, it's like that concept would be so much funnier or so much funner if it wasn't Dr. Haley Stan.
Hail A Stan. Yeah. It'd be fun. I would respect this story pretty big if that was all a misdirect.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. It's just so on the nose that I'm hoping it's just like it's misdirect. Yeah.
Hail A Stan. The braggart then claimed that there was irrefutable proof of his ceaseless wakefulness in his in-game score. In relation to the length of time his account had existed, his score was excessively high. So high, in fact, that it would be impossible for him to attain so high a score in so short a time frame, unless he was playing the game for at least 21 hours a day, which leaves practically no time for sleeping. Despite all that, they attributed his accomplishment to an automatic bot program that operated the game for him during the night. Since cheating in this way is against the game rules, his account was promptly banned, according to the moderator at the end of the thread. Sure enough, in little red letters below his forum avatar were the words, "Banned for bot abuse, 8/12/2006. I couldn't find any more relevant results for Necrosleep or necrosleep.net other than what I just told you about. Looks like these online dope dealers are pretty stealthy. I'm just dying to know what their real motives might be, because I could think of a million better ways to steal someone's credit card number or peddle quack remedies. Could be a prank, but evidently, this has been going on since 2006 at least. Perhaps some jokes just never die.
I kind of read that ending as him also being like, I think he's starting to come around to like something like, I think he believes that this thing is not just a scam. Like I think that he's like,
he's starting to be like, ha guys, funny joke, ha.
Actually believing that there's some kind of project or something. This idea too, though, of I really like. I love this idea of like, or why do you think they let that only? That's the only thing. Or let me rephrase what I'm saying. Why do you think that they have that still up? Like if they're being this shady and like there's no other cases of Necrosleep, why do you think that there's only like that guy Like the gamer guy. Why do you think that that's still
If
up?
they're not actually supernatural, they might have just missed it. Maybe if it was just mentioned in a thread in 2006 about a farming game, right? Then he got banned.
The only thing
Or
I
there
can
could
think
be
of
other
is-
accounts like that out there. It's just so buried. Because like you said, Necrosleep sounds like scary YouTube videos or metal bands and stuff like that, you know? There was a bunch of results covering it. So maybe if you do dig deep enough, you will find random, maybe people can't make a post about it, but maybe the phrasing is mentioned in comments around the internet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I think what's churned his mind is like the fact that it grabbed his IP and it like basically hacked a site so that it could mail him this like offer to buy a product. And it's been doing that for nearly a decade. So I think that's why he thinks this isn't just a scam.
It's also the thing, why would a ghost even give a fuck about the pills costing anything versus usually if you just sign up for it, it's like, does this sound interesting? All right, we'll send you some, you know? So I'm wondering the financial aspect to it of, I feel like it's a ruse or it maybe just makes it sound more mystical than what it is.
I don't think it's a ghost. I think cult's more likely. But
Or
also
that's what I mean,
the
I guess
money
a more-
makes it.
Yeah.
Because if you got a spam ad, it's like free, just click here and give us your address. It'd be like, okay, you know. I feel like the money legitimizes it somehow. Hooray, hey, look, ghosts got to make a living. It's hard out there. If me and you invented a pill that lets you stay up all night, are we going to sell that for free? No.
I need
we're gonna
25
upcharge.
ghost dollars.
Yeah, well, which is the equivalent of like $300 USD payout.
It's 4 Bitcoin per ghost dollar.
It's oh my gosh, it's like it's like $350,000. And that's what we would sell it for because good YouTubers know when they have a product on their hand. October 25th, 2014. I got another PM from Revelation 666. Am I the only one who gets creeped out by that name?
Yes.
Knowing what I know now, it makes me uneasy to think about the great lengths this user went to contact me specifically. For some reason, they stealthily bypass the system just to send me these messages and make me this offer. Here's the message I received. To Readman07 from Revelation 666, subject necrosleep.net/backdoor.
Congratulations, Readman07. You've been selected to receive a free 30-day trial of Necrosleep. Claim your exclusive reward at necrosleep.net/backdoor. Find out what you've been missing your entire life, risk-free. necrosleep.net/backdoor.
All right, there it is. There you go. There's your why would they not just give it to you? Make you think it's a free product and then they slide you the offer. Once again, my curiosity got the best of me. Bracing myself for whatever scam was coming my way, I clicked the link. I was taken to a page asking for my address, nothing more. Thought about it carefully, knowing full well that these people likely have malicious intentions. But if I entered my post office box, what's the worst that could happen? Them sending me some junk mail or faulty pills? The point is that I'll finally know what they want from me. I entered the address. October 28th, 2014. I decided to go back to the thread I posted on Nocturnal Underground and let people know what's up. Sure enough, their reactions were amusing. Conversation as follows. Well, guys, happened again. Look at the attachment.
Don't tell me you clicked on this one too.
I did. Then it asked me for my address, but don't worry. I only entered my P.O. box.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
I take it you couldn't persuade the admins to disable the profanity filter.
No shit, Sherlock. Apparently they got a huge kick out of watching us quarrel over it.
I wouldn't be surprised if HG Wishing Wells sent me these weird messages just to stir up some controversy around here.
Neither would I.
The mystery has been solved. Everybody go home.
In all seriousness, I had nothing to do with this. I swear on my great-grandmother's life.
Swearing on the life of a dead person isn't exactly the most convincing way to plead.
I think the joke's gone far enough. HG, did you do it or not?
I really didn't do it. The admins and I genuinely perplexed when we saw where the message came from. Or should I say, where the message didn't come from. It was certainly not from any registered user on the inside.
If they actually send you the pills, are you going to take them? You couldn't pay me $1 million to try that shit. I can personally guarantee you that this stuff is too good to be true. Nothing can make you stay awake forever.
I agree with Cosmic. Don't take this any further.
Even if they do send me the pills and it's not just junk mail, I'm not going to take it unless I find some more information on it. Do you really think I'm that stupid? Chill out, guys. I probably won't update this thread anymore. So follow my blog if you want to know what's up with me. Links on my profile.
I hate this idea of him saying, I hate the idea of him being like, okay, even if I got the pills, like I'm not going to take them unless I find more information on it. It's like, what? Just don't take them. Even if you feel like,
I'm not going to take them unless I look at them and think about it and then take them. Then I'll do it. And you can follow on my blog, link in the description.
This episode's sponsored by Hollow Socks. Throughout the day, your feet are stuck in a game of hot and cold. Freezing 1 minute and clammy the next. Thankfully, Hollow Socks is here to change the game. Hollow socks are made with baby alpaca fiber. Wow. Fiber ensuring they're built for both warm and cold weather, long days on your feet, and everything in between. They manage the moisture on your feet, saving you from stewing in your own sweat. And their durable, no-itch knit are perfect for any type of work day. They're perfect for when I'm trapped at my desk with the AC on, and also when I'm out on a run, which I do a lot, obviously. Hollow socks are also compression socks that are great to keep your circulation flowing after a workout or on long travel days. Also, my diabetes is rotting my foot, and it helps with that a lot too. No matter what your day looks like, there's a Hollow Sock built for it. For a limited time, Hollow Socks is having a buy two get two free sale. Head to hollowsocks.com today to check it out. That's hollowsocks.com for up to 50% off your order. And after your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please show your support and tell them that we sent you. Thank you, Hollow Socks. Back to the episode. Exactly. Yeah. If you want to see how I'm dying and I'm like bleeding from the inside out, check out my blog. I'll be writing about it.
You can watch me go through complete organ failure on my OnlyFans. Link on my profile.
Yeah, goatsy, put all the pills in my asshole, take a picture of it. It's on my blog. It's on my OnlyFans.
You know, OnlyFans was originally intended to be like a Patreon competitor. It was just supposed to be like creators do their own thing, but they didn't moderate nudity quick enough, so here we are. Do you remember that time that OnlyFans was like, we're going to remove all adult content from the site? And then they had a meeting and immediately were like, we are not going to remove adult content.
I feel like it was like for like 20 minutes. I'm like, you would lose all of your revenue.
Yeah, so they walked into that board meeting. Someone said that at the company, and then they had a board meeting, and it's like, okay, so we are going to be making 0.05% of our current revenue if we do that. So,
what about the guy
Destiny?
Go ahead.
I was just coming. Destiny doesn't choose its heroes; it finds them. What were you about to say?
Nothing.
I heard you say something about a guy shoving something. You can. There's a thought. No, I think you should continue with whatever that was. Well, we pretty much ruled out the possibility that it's a prank by the admins. I don't think HG Wishing Wells would carry on a joke this long, nor would he lie so blatantly. And even if one of the other admins would prank me, I can't imagine they would do it with some Russian supplement pitch. It's just all too strange. I also want to point out that as soon as you figured out that guy was an admin, you switched into that voice.
Well, it's also like, oh my God, I have 3 voices I can do. And I'm like, now they're bringing in a 4th guy. Oh boy, here we go.
here we go.
Like,
he better be a stereotype.
Go, like, nerd kind of, yeah.
October 30th, 2014. Last night, I had a buddy of mine deliver the mail to my doorstep in exchange for some coding work on his Flash site. I'll do just about anything to avoid leaving the building. But that's not the point. Point is that I received an envelope with no return address, and I immediately knew who it was from. That's interesting. The little side notes about him being afraid of people and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he didn't really present it in context. It just kind of comes up.
It feels like it's very intentional the way it keeps getting jabbed in.
Yeah. It was old, very old. Like it'd been sitting in a dusty attic for decades. I opened the stained envelope only to find a smaller manila envelope inside, also rather old looking. Inscribed on the small envelope was the word Necrosleep and a word of advice on storing the packet in a cool, dark place for maximum potency. The words appeared to have been stamped onto the envelope rather than printed. I opened the small envelope. Sure enough, there were 30 black pills inside. More crude than what you might get from your local pharmacy. Now, before you all start freaking out, I'm not going to take these. At least not until I can dig up some more reliable information on them.
I hate him.
There it is.
I hate you so much, Reed.
Now, I know that these Russian dope dealers weren't just trying to send me junk mail. The question is, why would they send me the pills if they don't actually work? Surely they must want my money, which they wouldn't get after a failed 30-day trial. What if they're trying to kill me? I never did have a good feeling about any of this, but the curiosity is killing me. This guy just needs to be shot. I can't stand him.
Also, I like that they're black pills. It does make it seem like Reed's just going to become an ultimate doom pillar.
He takes one.
He's like, what the point?
Billions must die. Yeah.
What's even the point of us even trying to figure out this sleep
What's
thing?
the point? Nothing ever happens.
This is just, we might as well just give up.
Nothing ever happens. We might as well. Billions must die. For me to... October 31st, 2014. Halloween. It just occurred to me that I completely overlooked something. I never researched Dr. Hale A. Stan. Oh, perfect. Here he comes. The guy who apparently had something to do with Necrosleep. So I did a quick Google search and found, much to my surprise, that he had his own article on Wikipedia. The article states that Dr. Stan was a Ukrainian scientist and physician. He claimed to have been directly involved in the experiments portrayed in a 1940 motion picture which documented Soviet research into the resuscitation of clinically dead organisms. Here's an excerpt from the article. This is this thing about the dog heads is real, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm looking at it right now.
The video is a real video they did, which this is kind of graphic, but they took dogs' heads that have been decapitated and they pumped them with blood to get them to temporarily be alive, or at least look alive. And they reacted to noise and they flinched.
It's pretty unsettling. It's a very unsettling video.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's decapitated dogs, I would say. It's kind of creepy.
Well, yeah, but just the flinching and stuff. And I don't know.
Yeah, the way they're moving and stuff like that. Yeah, it was, the idea of the experiment was that eventually if we got better understood, like, what keeps people alive, resuscitation, there could be a way to save people. There was a theory for a while that if someone had like a chronic disease, like a cancer or something that was riddled their body and they die from, could there be a way to perform like a head transplant?
Right.
If this worked, right? Stuff like that, which is an interesting idea, but pretty macabre experiments. So anyway, the motion picture Experiments in the Revival of Organisms depicts various disturbing medical experiments conducted on canines, one of which involves keeping a dog's decapitated head alive with a primitive auto-ejector machine that supplied it with oxygenated blood. The operations in the film were credited to Dr. Sergei Brokhoninko. However, Dr. Hale A. Stan incessantly claimed to be the one who really conducted the experiments and invented the auto-ejector, and that they only credited Brokhoninko because Stan was sentenced to life in prison for illegally conducting gruesome experiments on humans. You know, like you do. He believed that because he had consent from his test subjects, albeit through bribery, he had not committed an immoral crime. The Lenin Prize was awarded to Brokhoninko for the auto-ejector, while Stan remained in permanent imprisonment. It wasn't until they discovered the lost footage of his morbid human experiments that they had him executed by lethal injection. His last words, spoken in an unidentified language, died with him. Dr. Hale A. Stan was rumored to have pioneered a variety of cures for major conditions such as narcolepsy and epilepsy. However, the results were not published in a scientific manner, and therefore the majority of his alleged accomplishments were unverifiable, as well as seemingly occult in nature. The number of people he apparently cured of various incurable afflictions between 1930 and 1940 was in the thousands. Attempts to replicate his documented remedies ultimately failed, leading most to believe he was practicing pseudoscience. It's believed by some that Dr. Hale A. Stan has a following to this day, and that his miracle cures are still being practiced and peddled from Russia and Ukraine. Some claim to have received mysterious emails and offers pertaining to Dr. Hale A. Stan's work. All investigations revealed no evidence to support these claims. So I imagine the idea there is that he was a healer through witchcraft or like occult worship and stuff like that. And that's why it can never be replicated. because the missing ingredient was the magic or the witchery of it.
Mama, wipe my butt because this is stinky.
What?
Did you like that?
What was that?
Just a kind of a way for me to signify that I thought that was just stinky. Didn't really like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're being good. I will admit this is good, Hunter. Compared to Old Hunter, this is good, Hunter.
I'm trying to keep you know what it is I'm legitimately pretty interested in this weird dark web. I don't really know if the dark web is how do you think the dark web is really that touched upon in terms of like horror stories? I know that there's some that we've done, but not enough, right? I would say in the grand scheme of things, we
I remember the hidden web page and stuff like that. But no, we haven't read a ton.
Totally untouched, but I'm just saying that this idea of this idea of like a dark web forum is legitimately creepy. Also, it's a thing too that's like this is a real thing that could happen in real life, And every time that I see the word Dr. Hale A. Stan, I want to drive my fucking fist through my monitor. So I'm just trying to juggle these emotions I'm feeling.
Right. That's fair. And again, I'm going to say again, you're doing good. And I'm proud of you. You're being very brave right now. And I know this is hard for you. But your monitor didn't hurt you. And the story has good elements like the email, stuff like that. Right.
I feel like you could get rid of all the doctor stuff. And if it was just, if it was all anonymous people on the internet, to me, that's just, so much scarier.
Hunter,
with what kind of,
I want you to do something. I want you to put your hands forward, like on the sides of your keyboard. And I want you to close your eyes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Are you doing that?
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm doing the same. Mm. So it's like through the screen, we're holding hands right now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I want you to imagine looking into my eyes.
I'm doing it.
And I'm saying, this isn't you. Mm. If we could build the world together. Did that help?
It did.
Make you feel better.
I feel better.
That's good. All right, we'll continue the story. I can't wait to watch the recording back, and you're just like when I did that, just completely bent over, pants pulled down.
Yeah, I'm goat-seeing the camera.
No, I'm looking. Yeah, I'm looking. No, I'm definitely looking for real. I'm looking.
I was doing that. I had my pants down. I spread my ass cheeks open. My asshole was there, and I was singing that song from Looney Tunes that frog does. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my rock girl. That's what I was doing. Yeah. And I was puffing on a cigar too for my asshole.
Perfect. I
was doing that.
Perfect. Yeah, I couldn't tell a difference. So November 1st, 2014. I'm holding the pill in my hand, ready to take it at a moment's notice.
I hate you, Reed.
Here he is. Here he goes. I've been thinking hard about this. I know it's not the safest thing to do, but I'm a risk taker. If this turns out badly, I don't have much to live for anyways. Life's nothing without danger. And I want to know the motives of these people more than anything.
Don't you stay inside all day?
Life's nothing without danger.
Life's nothing without danger.
Says the man who won't step outside of the house.
He's afraid to go outside. Dude, fuck yourself, Reed. Fuck this guy.
She's
fucking
maniac on the floor.
Life is nothing without danger. And I want to know the motives of these people more than anything.
He's listening to Kenny Loggins on his bed wearing sunglasses. Exactly. Life's nothing without danger. I can't believe I woke up
today. Danger.
There's a bed sheet stapled to the window. Life's nothing without danger.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick my nose and put it on my booger wall.
That's like Asmongold's blood wall. I think about that all the time. Do you remember that?
No.
He posted a photo of like his old bed where he's like, can't believe I started here. And there was blood all over the wall. And someone was like, what's with the blood on the wall? And he replied and said, I used to have a condition where my gums would bleed. So when I woke up in the morning, I would just wipe it on the wall.
pretty gross.
It's like,
Pretty-
what the?
Pretty nasty.
The blood wall.
You like that, Isaiah?
It's like, are you an animal? What are you doing?
I mean, yeah,
It's like-
kind of.
That's the kind of thing I would worry about, like a pet rabbit doing in its cage all day. It's like, oh, it got more mouth blood on the wall. What's wrong with you? Oh, I need to know what they want from me. I need to know what I'm missing. There's only one way to find out. November 3rd, 2014. I can't believe it. It's actually working. I haven't slept in 3 days and I don't feel remotely tired. Holy hell. I've never felt so focused and stimulated in my life. I don't know what's in this stuff, but it works. I don't know how long it's going to work exactly, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. But the claim is that I'll never need to sleep again, ever. So far, so good. So, okay, is he just staying awake nonstop in his room, in his one room, just not stepping outside?
I mean, I think that's the assumption, yeah, is that he's just like, I'm just awake every day in my apartment.
What a cool reason to stay up for nonstop, to do nothing.
Well, life
with
is
it.
dangerous, and then it's not life without danger. So.
Yeah. Highway to the danger zone. No. As he scrapes blood on the blood wall. Take me under your mind. Just thinking about a guy who wakes up, like smears blood on the wall.
It's fucking disgusting.
To the Top Gun. He's listening to the Top Gun soundtrack, and he just like for 48 hours straight, he's
Listen to
just
you.
sitting up on the side of his bed, like bobbing his head, and like, yeah, life's danger, yeah.
It's gonna be a good day.
Gonna be a big day, good day. No sunlight getting in. Entirely like strobing LEDs flickering to support his stupid little life. He's making me so mad that that's funny. Like,
We really don't even know. I know that he does like odd jobs. I mean, I guess
he does surveys. He does
what I mean is like
surveys
he just gets to like stock up on doing a bunch of like odd jobs, I guess, is his motivation.
I guess he's like, wow, I made $110 today. We're balling now. I'm moving up in the world. I got kicked out of my parents' house for smoking crack. Under your mighty wings across the sky. It's like throws up on himself, just leaves it. Take my breath away. Just flipping. He's got aviators on, cut off sleeve jean vest with no shirt underneath. Just like, yeah, rise and shine, time to grind. Gets on this board to talk about how excited he is to do nothing. I hate him.
Reed is a hard to like fella. I will say he gives off David King vibes is the problem.
He does. There's a lot of that where it's like, what is all this energy for? What are you doing with it? Nothing. And then like he's like, I'm not going to take this pill unless I find more info. I'm not going to take it. And he keeps talking about finding more info. Never typed in the name of the guy, the only information he has to go with. He talks about, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to Google. What are you doing today? Not that you can't type this into Google. And then he does. He's like, yeah, someone was playing a farming game. I don't know. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, oh, yeah, I should probably look up the name of this guy. I wish I could find more info about it.
Dr.
And then
Hale
he
A.
gets the
Stan.
pill.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to take this unless I get more info. Oh, I found more info. This guy got executed for doing death experiments. Good enough for me. I'm going to take it. And he's just setting up nonstop. Like, under your mighty wings across
Also, to be fair, he didn't say where he found it. He just said, I'm holding the pill in my hand. So it's just after he found out about the doctor, it was like, well, what did you even find that made you
He found
say,
out the
okay,
dude
that
was
sounds
like
good.
an occult practicer. He's like, yeah, that's okay. I'll take it. That's fine. So I can stay
you
up
could
and do nothing.
I guess you could argue that the Hail A. Satan supposedly healed thousands of people. So he's like, well, I mean, he did do good work, I guess.
Yeah, in pseudoscience, that's almost definitely right. And here's what gets me: if this guy had a motivation where it's like, oh, I'm trying to take care of my family, and I just need to, I'm going to lose one of these jobs if I can, and I've been working double shifts and I can't sleep, only so many hours in the day, something like that, right? Then I would kind of be like, well, yeah, he sees this pill as a way to, take care of himself, take care of his family, things like that. But this guy's doing nothing.
Yeah, being a chronically online
he doesn't
guy,
like the sun.
Being a chronically online guy who admits that he's like, I really don't have a lot going on. Kind of just
I ain't got a lot going on. Yeah. But also, his whole reason for staying up at night is because he fears day and he fears people. Now he has to be awake during the day.
Rule number 5. I don't need a list. My friggin' ways.
I don't need rule number 5. Who needs rules? Not me. Not this guy. My gosh. Okay. I can't stand him. Or his blood wall. November 4th, 2014. Still works like a charm after 4 days. But lately, the light's been really bothering me. So I duct tape a piece of cardboard over the window. I never liked that window anyways. At night, I get this feeling that I'm being watched from outside. And it's been making me anxious more than usual. It's easy to think you're seeing something uncanny out the window until you realize it's just your own reflection distorted by the cheap glass pane. Anyways, that issue's been resolved. I also found something interesting when I was taking my nightly pills. Until recently, I failed to notice a symbol stamped on the side of the small manila envelope. Yes, the inside. I know I've seen the symbol before, but I can't remember where exactly. It's a downward pointing...
Oh my God.
It's a downward pointing pentagram with what I think is a goat's head inscribed within it.
God, kill me.
Like, this next sentence is even better. Maybe they just reused an old envelope and turned it inside out or something. The people who have the goat head, the satanic pentagram seals from Hail A Stan. From Hail A Stan. That thing I said earlier about just scroll and find pasta of the month. In 2014, this was special. In 2014, this was like, ooh, the devil did it. Because we didn't have a lot to work on. But now.
Also, like on November 4th, he was like, anyone else hates seeing their reflection? Anybody else hate looking in the mirrors? I better put a piece of cardboard up so I can't see myself. Like, what is this? A pentagram with a goat's head from Dr. Hale A. Stan? Oh, jeez Louise. We better check this out. Oh my God. I just read the first sentence. Read the first sentence of the next fucking post.
November 5th, 2014. Thanks to one of my followers for pointing out something I didn't realize. The emblem inside the envelope was actually satanic symbol. Yeah. Needless to say, I'm definitely not taking this crap anymore. All right. You know what this is? This is cosmic mockery to me. Because in the Delorier invitation, it was like, it was the way I want the satanic, like the right angle, speaking through technology, like the higher order stuff. Like, that's what I'm all about, right? But the universe was like, oh, you like that? You like that? Well, how about Dr. Hale A. Stan? And how about he finds out that the pills that make you awake forever is satanic? And his response is, yeah. Needless to say, I'm definitely not taking this crap anymore.
Whatever. I'm dead inside.
What? Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Needless to say, I'm so mad at him. Not even the story necessarily. It's like, I was around in 2014. These were the hits people were listening to. We didn't have a lot going on. I'm not even necessarily mad at him. I'm mad at the character. I'm mad at Reed as a concept. That's what's got me fired up. This sort of thing really creeps me out. I'm done. I wish I would have read that message before I took it tonight. I'll just quit tomorrow. I mean, It hasn't harmed me thus far, and I feel great. So maybe I'm just being paranoid. It's just a symbol. Probably a printing mistake or something.
What does that even mean? What is it?
The printer accidentally printed a goat's head in a pentagram. I'd be more scared if it was a printer
That's
mistake.
already scarier.
That's way worse than someone doing it on purpose.
Hey, what the fuck? Yeah, I was trying to print out Crazy Frog, but it just printed the pentagram with Baphomet's head. What? Boom, boom.
Ding, 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 ding. You know what? Now that you've said that, that's what I imagine this guy knows this time. He gets up. He doesn't get out of bed. He sits up in his bed, wipes blood on the blood wall, opens up his laptop, pulls up Crazy Frog, and then listens to the Top Gun soundtrack with shades on. That's his whole day. That's what he needs to stay awake for. Some grace I'll give the story that I think I'm reaching here. But maybe with his mention of paranoia, like looking out the window and stuff like that, maybe he wants to stay awake because he's afraid that someone will watch him or come to him when he goes to sleep. Right?
Sure.
So maybe. But screw that. I'm not messing around with demonic affairs. No way in hell. Oh, get it? Hell's capitalized. Get it, Hunter? Get it? Like hell, like the place? Because now it's demonic. Get it? You get it. November 6, 2014. Over the past week, I've been taking one of these pills at exactly 10 p.m. each night. I planned on stopping the pills tonight, but around 10:30, I started getting this horrible headache, and it got progressively worse. I was thinking maybe it was just me adjusting to suddenly going off Necrosleep, so I waited another hour, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I took another pill. I know I could quit if I wanted to, but I'm starting to think that there's no reason to. I mean, I don't have to sleep anymore. I've been feeling energized. I should just man up and stop being irrational. Yeah, you're being irrational now. I like this. I know it's demonic, but I'm starting to think there's no reason to. I'm starting to think I don't care about that. That's fine. November 9th, 2014. I've been making a killing with all this free time and newfound focus. I've made $5,000 in a single day of trading virtual property. It's not including my online poker proceeds over the last week, which are through the roof. Suddenly, I have this intuitive grasp of numbers that I never had before. I've been living my life in a daze until now. They were right. This really is changing my life. So it's like he, it's like
pill or something.
The Limitless pill. It's like the Hail A Stan Limitless pill with a little goat on it.
Yeah, the Slender Man Limitless pill is what it's pretty much is what this concept is. Pretty fun. Also, November 11th.
November 11th. Here's a rather peculiar story for you guys. I was sitting on the couch, minding my own business, when I noticed a couple of gleaming eyes staring at me from the dark corner. Please have horns, please be the devil, and he just writes it off. I thought nothing of it, knowing it must have been Twig skulking about. Oh yeah, he had a cat that hasn't come up this whole time.
I totally forgot about the cat, the bald cat.
Yeah, he hasn't mentioned it once. He set it up in the beginning because there's going to be some payoff with it dying or being one of the headless dogs or whatever, but he doesn't mention it until now. I thought nothing of it, knowing it must have been Twig skulking about. Cats have reflective eyes. Who else would it be? I looked away, and at the very same moment, I felt it. Twig's wrinkly little self curling up next to me. I looked back toward the corner, his beady eyes still fixed upon me with Twig clearly at my side. I blinked, and the eyes were gone. Man, my brain's really trying to screw with me. It had to have been mental, yet I remember it with such lucidity. Come to think of it, I should have known it wasn't Twig from the start. Cat's eyes don't glow red. They were red glowing eyes. You just didn't think anything. Lucidity is a big word for Reed. That took a lot. I'm proud of him for that one.
Lucidity is a big word for me too. So me and Reed are in the same boat.
Anyways, let's hope it was just a freak brain malfunction. After all, what else could it possibly be?
Could it have been my little person neighbor that just snuck into my house? Like, what are you talking about, Reed? Sorry, my brain's kind of
the leprechaun. He keeps asking for my pot of gold, and I'm trying to gamble it away. November 12th, 2014. I'm going to run out of food eventually. Obviously, I could go to the store and restock myself, but the thought scares me. The thought of leaving the safety of my apartment, the thought of social interaction, I now dread it more than I ever have. I never have preferred going out to staying in, but I've never dreaded it this much. I wasn't always so terribly afraid. None of my instant messenger friends have been online lately, and they stopped upvoting my blog post. Who's going to get my groceries if I have to go out there? I shouldn't be panicking like this, honestly. I'm being stupid. Stop panicking, you idiot. Stop panicking, you idiot. Stop panicking, you idiot.
I just want to say that little section of character development or understanding read is significantly better than anything. Like even this idea of a guy getting drugs off the dark web and like going insane in his apartment is more interesting in my opinion. But once again, it's not over. I don't know where it's going.
I think third, my brain completely just shut out. I was so checked out of this story.
November 13th.
November 13th. There we go. Thank you. That was more impactful than any of the demonic Hell Stand stuff we spent time on or anything like that. November 13th, 2014. My friend Jake came online. It was a temporary relief that lasted about as long as it took him to say,
I'm not dropping off the food until you agree to get out of the house.
That was his offer, telling that I'll leave the house and go clubbing with the guys in exchange for help. I declined out of pure fear. He was worried for my health, apparently. I can't blame him for thinking I'm becoming a feral hermit doomed to die alone in this pathetic slum, but he just doesn't understand. Nobody understands me. At least I'm pretty sure I got enough food to last till Thanksgiving, if I stretch it. November 15th. I need to tell you all about a strange experience I had yesterday. I've been leaving my TV on lately so that the silence doesn't irritate me. That children's show Bucko's Garden was on. You know, the one we all watched as kids until we were mature enough to realize how mindless and nonsensical it was. Yeah, that show. It was playing in the background on my boxy old TV in the corner. Eventually, it distracted me and I found myself zoning out into it for lack of better things to do. It must have been a Thanksgiving episode, considering Bucko, a guy dressed like a deer with a human face. Huh? Bucko's Garden's not real, right? This is made up for the thing.
I have no idea. I can look it up if you want.
A deer with the... No, it's not real.
No.
A deer with the... Okay. Was in the kitchen preparing sweet potatoes and cranberries. This is about as intelligible as the show gets. Things got a bit weird when he decided to let the anthropomorphic cranberries go into his garden at the last minute, as if they were captive insects. The sweet potatoes weren't so lucky. Bucko sent his bird friends to retrieve a pumpkin pie from the pie tree, and his squirrel friends to collect gravy from the gravy cow, who coincidentally regurgitates mashed potatoes to boot. I told you the show was weird, but that's not even the start. I didn't realize something was off until Bucko pulled out a knife. A full-fledged razor-sharp knife that you wouldn't expect to see in such a benign show. With his other hand, he opened the oven and pulled it out. Not a ham, not a turkey, a roasted human fetus. Mother of God. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. How on earth could this be allowed on television? Were my eyes deceiving me? I don't know, but I turned it off as soon as he started cutting into it. The gore was too much, even for me. Still having a hard time believing what my own eyes clearly saw. I couldn't have been dreaming. I haven't had so much as a nap in 15 days. I don't even know. Maybe something's wrong with me. I've been forgetting my PC login password. Even after I changed it to something else and wrote it down, I forgot where I wrote it down, forgot it down. I can't even think properly now. I like this so much more than the demonic stuff.
Yeah, I've been writing down
like
some
him
notes
seeing
on
stuff in
this
the
just to keep
TV.
This is a more interesting thing. I've been writing down some stuff, but I didn't want to derail the story.
Okay, all right. November 18th, 2014. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared out of my mind right now. I walked into the bathroom planning to take my first shower in weeks. I never imagined I'd open the door and see anything more than my own reflection in the mirror. Instead, I saw it, standing behind me, staring, completely motionless. I froze and panicked more than I ever have in my entire life, I swear. You don't know true fear. You don't even have a clue. I can still see it, engraved in my mind. The face, it was demonic. It was gone as soon as it came. I'd say I was just imagining things, but it felt all too real. I'm not going into the bathroom ever again. I'll just go in the kitchen sink or something. I can't handle this. I wonder if these pills are screwing with my head. I need to stop. I need to stop now. I don't even feel safe in my own apartment anymore. I feel like the shadows are watching me. November 20th, 2014. I tried to stop the pills again, but I had a change of heart at the last minute. Something told me not to, like a voice in my head. I just feel like it would be wrong and somehow my life would fall apart if I stopped. I don't think this is normal, the way I'm living, but I can't imagine it any other way. I can't imagine stepping out into the light or even the moonlight for that matter. All of my instant messenger contacts have been offline since Shake talked to me last, and I don't know if my food will last another week. Twig's getting pretty skinny since I've been eating her cat food to stretch my supplies a bit, but she'll be okay as long as someone comes online by Thanksgiving. Speaking of which, nobody invited me over for Thanksgiving dinner, not even my family, but that's okay. I hate my parents anyways. Screw them. Yeah, this is an infinitely better story right now. November 22nd, 2014. I've been hearing more voices inside of my head. Horrible voices. It's really scaring me and I don't know what to do. Is it some sort of side effect or something? I can't hear myself think sometimes, like I'm losing control over my own thoughts. And these thoughts I have are so dark. It's not like me to think that way. I would never hurt anyone. I'm not like that. I tried going to necrosleep.net again just to see if there's something I missed about side effects. It said the domain's no longer in use. The site was shut down. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm terrified of myself. November 24th. Knock, knock. I yelled through the drafty door asking who it was. It was my friends, Jake and Douglas. Apparently they wanted to help me after seeing my blog post of distress, but sure enough, it was only under the condition that I open the door and come out. Very suspicious. How do I really know I can trust them? I know I've trusted them for years, but what if they were just earning my trust so they could pull something more sinister later on? What if they give me drugged food? What if they stab me when I open the door? It just occurred to me that I have no real proof that I can trust them. I can't even trust myself anymore. I don't even know who I am. Maybe my whole life I've been a sadistic freak and I didn't even know it. Maybe my true self is just now coming out. Maybe everyone's evil. This is so much better. This reminds me of, what was the story of the guy who everyone had been replaced by aliens or whatever?
Yeah.
And he was in his apartment. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember which one it is, but I know which one you're talking about.
Psychosis. That's it, yeah. This is very similar to Psychosis. Yeah, I like this a lot more. It'd be so much easier if you just took out the Satan stuff, like all mentions of it, and then you just throw in earlier in the story, there's a blog post where he says something like, I'm afraid of what happens when I go to sleep. I'm afraid someone will come. Just give him a bit more paranoia and let him say something like that on the internet before the invite shows up, as if it detected him say something like that, you know?
I think, yeah, I have a bunch of stuff written down. I'm just going to wait till the end.
Okay. November 25th, 2014. The voices won't stop. I used to think they were malevolent, but now I'm not so sure. Sometimes it feels like they're trying to liberate me. They want me to listen to them desperately. They show me things, horrible things, and yet these things don't seem horrible to me anymore. I'm numb. I don't feel anything. But I know there's one thing I could do to make me feel again. Part of me says it's terribly wrong, but the voices tell me otherwise. The voices are friends now. The demons are my friends. All right, final post, November 26, 2014. Twig's in heaven now. I had to do it. I had to know what it tasted like. It was good. It was satisfying. but I need more. I thought I'd never leave this room again, but I don't have a choice anymore. I need more of it. The face is getting angry. The voices are getting angry. My head hurts so bad. I need more. It hurts so much. I need more. They're hurting me. I need to feed them more. They need more. I need more. I have to make it stop. I need more. I need more. Make it stop. Police report, part 1. Thanksgiving, November 27th, 2014. Victim, Paul Murdoch. Aggressor, Reed Murdoch. Police arrived on the scene after a frantic 911 call from Margaret Murdoch, confirmed to be the aggressor's mother. The victim, Paul Murdoch, the aggressor's father, was found in the process of being mauled and cannibalized by the aggressor, Reed Murdoch, whose face and mouth was covered in blood and brain matter. Reed was shot dead after refusing to stop eating his own father, whose skull was torn open entirely. Drug use is suspected to be involved. Police report, part 2, November 29th. Reed Murdoch's residence was inspected thoroughly by investigators. A hairless, headless, and disemboweled cat carcass was found on the kitchen counter. The cat's blood and bodily fluids were spilled throughout the house, while the head was found crushed, the brain having been completely removed and nowhere to be found. The apartment was clearly inhabited by an utterly insane individual, given the foul and uncleanly nature of the place. An old TV rested in the corner, turned on, displaying only static and white noise. It had no antenna. A suspicious packet of unidentified pills was recovered. The resident's computer and other personal effects were confiscated and await further analysis. Okay, that's from Candle Cove, but I like that. That's awesome that he was watching a static screen, but the pill was showing him.
Yeah, the actual
the kid show with the blood.
Nightmare.
Yeah. That's a point pulled from Candle Cove, but I like it. Autopsy report, December 4th, 2014. Subject Reed Murdoch. The contents of Reed Murdoch's digestive tract were a disturbing mixture of human tissue, mostly brain matter, and cerebrospinal fluid. Examination of his own brain, however, was even more disturbing and perplexing. It was clearly and visibly deteriorating. The tissue was black and red rather than the usual pinkish gray, and riddled with holes throughout. Closer examination revealed thousands of small black parasites to be consuming the brain. This was undoubtedly the cause of the man's insidious psychosis. Testing on the parasites was inconclusive, as they didn't match any known species. Further testing is required. The unknown pills recovered from Murdoch's apartment have been tested and confirmed to contain a vile plethora of uncommon substances, including obscure, highly addictive euphoric drugs, human hormones, and parasitic eggs, presumably meant to remain dormant in a cool place until introduced into the body, allowing them to hatch and eventually invade the brain. It's unclear how Murdoch acquired the pills and where they came from, although whoever concocted them surely had malicious intent. Police report 3, December 6, 2014. Two friends of Reed Murdoch, Jake Fairfax and Douglas Lopez, were questioned at the police station. Immediately, they referred to his online blog, where he allegedly recorded his path to eventual insanity. It was found that the blog had mysteriously disappeared off the face of the internet for reasons unknown. They were aware of the unknown pills Reed was taking, claiming they originated from the website necrosleep.net. Investigators later confirmed the website does not exist.
That is the end of Necrosleep. Isaiah, I mean, like, at what point, I mean, we were kind of clowning on it a bit. I mean, from very early on, I was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like this is one of the few times a story has had shaky ground and kind of course corrected for like kind of stuck a little bit of a landing. What do you think?
Yeah. It did course correct, I think. I think all the demonic stuff weighs it down. And here's really why the demonic stuff weighs it down so much. It's so uninteresting. Yeah. When you make it just demonic, but it's not a story about demons or witchcraft or the satanic, because then it's like, oh, well, the thing that is causing all this is the icon of evil. So it doesn't need motivation or purpose or mystery. It's just bad. It's like the essence of badness is what's doing this. So it's like, okay, well, that kind of defeats anything interesting or in depth you could do with it. If I pretend like the Satan stuff doesn't exist, then it's very effective. I personally really like the detail that the pills were parasite capsules. I think that, and it's because imagine this. Imagine they got the weird invite from the website, keeps you awake. He's super awake, then he dies. And then they do the investigations. He's full of parasites. And if we didn't know who sent it, that raises all kinds of questions. It's like, oh, is this a group that's trying to maybe create some drug to turn people into psychopaths? Or maybe this is an occult practice, or maybe it's an experiment done by some secret facility to see what the parasites do to people. And because they know it keeps them awake, but they want to see if there's any side effects before they sell it. Or you could take so many different options with it. But because we have the occult setup, which the occult thing doesn't even tie into the satanic setup. Like, why would an occult group just send out parasites to people? It makes more sense without that addition.
I would imagine this was,
but I like
with
the idea
intent.
of the pills being parasites.
I imagine this was written with the intent that like the occult angle gives it a bit of mystique, or it gives it like it gives it the quote unquote horror element that maybe the author feels like it needed. You know what I mean? Like it's the kind of cherry
maybe
on top of visual is what I would assume. I think personally, the pills being parasitic or whatever, I think it's okay. I think like this
How do you
could
feel
have
about
been
the cannibalism?
this could have been a really interesting story, and of course hindsight's 2020. This is also from 12 years ago. So a different landscape to an extent, but the extreme isolation leading to mental insanity angle, I think, is a more interesting character archetype of kind of where I think a lot of people now, even with people doing like stay-at-home jobs and it becoming more and more hard for people to communicate with each other, and I think even just the rise of like, almost like the hikikomori incel kind of, just like chronically online at home, not wanting a lot of actual physical interactions with people, isolation and loneliness, like the loneliness epidemic and stuff. I think like an angle like that could have done really well with this show with this story. And I like the format of the story being a person doing blogs. It's a person so obviously trying to connect with somebody that they feel like they cannot connect with. I think they're kind of like, it's like kind of throwing it out into the void, even if they aren't consciously trying to like reach out to someone. It's like a perfect little setup for somebody actually wanting to have someone connect with them and like understand them in a really fun way, where them being in like I was saying like dark web, even if it wasn't dark web, it's like another fun, and I'm always obsessed with, I've been really obsessed with this idea of like, there's that movie that's a remake in the 70s. I think it's a remake of this movie from the 50s, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is like kind of gives the it's the theme of a movie being, do you know the people that you surround yourself with is the kind of concept or theme of the movie. And I think that like translates really well today with these people that you're befriending online. Do you really know who they are? And I think like who you associate with and the things that you consume, albeit media, but this could be an actual physical like metaphor for the things that you're consuming that are like rotting your brain, or it could be a thing that's like, becoming the parasite that's growing inside of your head. Something like that could be kind of cool. I mean, on the surface, it sounds a bit maybe stupid, but my mind was kind of going to those places like, oh, that'd be kind of fun. And then if it is a thing where it's about a guy transcribing his insanity, trying to like reach anyone through his own means of, the way that he would conversate with people, which is avoiding outside. All of the parts where he was talking about the little peppering of like, well, I'd prefer not to go outside. These little character moments of made the character a lot more sympathetic to me, of like, this is just like a very fragile person who is, who's like pretty like injured right now, has a strained relationship with their family, obviously. And then even the ending, I thought it was fun, where it's like, well, then the only like real victim of the story is his dad, to where we're not really given the whole context of like, was he actually kicked out? I don't know. Was his parents just kind of like, were they trying to like include him into his life, but he felt like there's just a lot of stuff that you could really roll creatively with these like little hints, but all these little character moments make for such a stronger, more impactful story, in my opinion. But that was just a lot of the stuff. I mean, I kept writing down stuff like, you know, just when outside sources come in, or like basically like if his friends came in, if he's going insane, all these things. If you wanted that visual of like, oh, there's eyes looking at me or something, could these be things that your brain is tricking you into thinking? You know, like are these innocent things that are actually in the real world, but he has manifested them to be more evil, or he can't like see clearly with how far he's gone. You know, I think like little things like that, I think could have been really fun. A grounded story into something like that, I think is really fun versus it's really, and it's probably just because there's so much of it, but it's really hard to stick the landing on a, like, this is a satanic story just because it's been done so much that it's like, it just takes that, like you were saying, it just takes the creative wind out a bit. And you're just like, oh, okay. Versus, you know, having a fun character story of a clearly socially awkward person trying to navigate life and then falling deep into a pit is something I think a lot of people could find relatable. And also it's just like a true thing that's like, this is like a nice, almost like Greek tragedy or cautionary tale of that. I'm done rambling, but my mind towards the end really did start being like, ooh, this would be fun. This is kind of cool. Yeah. You know, and obviously we're too far gone to be able to like course correct entirely, but my mind was like, oh, that's like a fun idea, or this is like a fun way we could have gone. So all in all, you know, one of the few times a story has started off and you're kind of rolling your eyes a bit to getting to a place where you're like, oh, that's actually pretty sweet. So I definitely will give it points there.
I think this is a very good first draft. I think that it needs to lose the satanic stuff because it defeats any complicated or interesting motivation. I think you hype up a little bit more that he wants to stay awake earlier, and he makes a blog post about it, about why he doesn't want to sleep. It's because he's paranoid of what happens when he does go to sleep. I think you use the friends a bit more in the story. You introduce them as people who come to check on him more often, but like you said, he refers to their eyes. Maybe that night he looks out the glass pane and thinks he sees someone looking back. He thinks it could be his friend, showing that he doesn't even trust his friends. I think you mentioned the cat more often. I think eating the dad goes a little far, but I kind of like eating the cat. I feel like that is a step, like that's a good last step before he tries to kill people because he's so hungry.
The cat could be I think the cat could have been a really great bridge between, almost like it could have been something that's like his trust with the outside world or something, or like it's the only thing he's communicating to in the story. Like I think that should have been the how is the cat almost showing us like the level of insanity of where he's at, and even his like distrust in himself or other people. Yeah. Because
maybe like near the end when his friends come, they're like, hey, where's the cat? And he keeps not addressing it. And then you find out he had eaten the cat, but
yeah, I do think giving him more
police report or something.
I do think giving him more of a reason to be like, well, why do I need to cut out the need for sleep? What does he feel like he's missing out on? I think would be like a good question to answer. And of course, you know, listen, I mean, 12-year-old story. I think we're just saying this in terms of like, for anybody who might be writing something now, or even just like food for thought of just a thought experiment. It's just kind of fun to bridge this together to be like, what would make this just a funner story? So,
yeah, of course.
Yeah. But
I think all in all, I think it was interesting, and I think it has legs. I would just like to see it go a little bit further to be a bit more interesting. Because, like I said, all the Hell stand and occultism stuff just kills any potential or imagination for complex motivation. It's hard, and it makes it very simplistic.
It's hard to land, you know. And I love that kind of shit. I mean, I'm always a big sucker for it, but it needs to be. There needs to be more. Like
it needs to be a story about it so that you can build on it.
Yeah.
Rather than it being an unrelated story to occultism, and you're like, oh well, the devil as like a throwaway explanation of why. It's like we really don't need that.
Yeah.
So.
And also just in the importance of character and story. You got to care about, you have to have a character where you're like, I want to root for this person, or I want to know more about this person and stuff. And, you know, all these things like you're saying of why does the person want to avoid sleep? Why, like all of these like little personal touches of like, you know, the families, there's a conflict between the families. There's this incessant need to never want to go outside. Like this is an interesting character you're setting up, but it ultimately just doesn't take you anywhere where I learn really much about the character besides, hey, I'm not going to take these pills. And then the next day, all right, I'll take them. Like that doesn't really hook me. But you know, fun idea, you know, but yeah, that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you were listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to a fucking podcast, be sure to give us a nice rating if you enjoyed it. And if you want some extra shit to look, if you want some extra stuff to watch, or if you want to support the channel, consider going to our Patreon and supporting us there. Until next time, guys, don't take any pills from a Russian website. Or if you see, if someone's offering you pills, don't take them. I would say in any regard. I would like if you're on a website and someone says, we'll send you 30 days free of pills. No, I'm okay. Thank you though. And especially if you receive an envelope and there's a pentagram and a Baphomet thing, I would just kind of steer clear of all that. So until next time, we'll see you later.
You know what I say? I say take whatever you want, because rule number 5 is who needs them. And also listen to the Top Gun soundtrack and smear blood on your wall. Bye.